Well, those of you who saw my last video will say, hey, wasn't he just here? And it's true. This is back at my favorite spot, or one of my favorite spots in southern New Mexico. And I was just here about a month ago, but now I'm on my way to a mineral symposium in Socorro. And thought I would try my luck here at this pegmatite, this spot where I've pulled out some really nice specimens right out of the pegmatite here. And I think I've isolated one down here. So let's see if my luck continues. So as you know, this part of the pegmatite is solid rock, but it's pretty brittle. So the technique I've found is, rather than go directly toward the source, the localized hotspot, I work around it and just break up the matrix, and so that hopefully by the time I get to the crystal, it will just pop right out undamaged. And the neat thing about these crystals that come out of the pegmatite is they've never been exposed to weathering before, so they're in perfect condition. So let's see what we got here. Oh yeah. So looks like I bet another one over here as well. Okay. Seems to be directly below this spot, which is of course getting right into the hard rock here, which is both a good and a bad thing. Huh? Yeah, I already got it. Okay. All right, let's see which one it is. Whatever it is, it's not very big. There it is. Well, okay, it's pretty small, but it's got a white glassy chip out of the side of it. Looks like a complete crystal otherwise. It's not very pretty, but let's see what else we've got in here. Yeah, that was the one little specimen over here. See if there was something over here as well. Sure, this is all quiet. Okay. I can't tell you how many times that's happened too. I'll just be putting the instrument on the side to get out of the way, and I'll find another hot spot. This one actually seems pretty promising. Yeah, it's right in there. Let me see if I can break some of this up pretty quick. Oh, it seems to be right back here. Nice spots to be digging because the shade here is pretty valuable. Even in the middle of November, the sun is pretty brutal out here. Oh yeah, that should have done something. That should have done something. This is a solid piece of quartz. But it's still over here. Oh. Well, I've got something here. Got something small here. There it is. Oh, it's actually not a bad specimen. It's small, but it's one of these arrowhead types that's actually got a little bit of twinning going on. That's actually pretty. Yeah, put that in my back pocket and chase this other one here. A complete little crystal, very much like some of the bigger ones I've found out here. This one's either going to come out in this shovel full, or it's going to be a big specimen that's buried a lot deeper. So let's see. Let's see. Or it's two specimens. Two small specimens. Kind of always forget about that possibility. I think I probably pulled something small out of here. It's another one of these pieces, these flat, kind of formless, but one that goes right to the back pocket. And I'm not sure I want to spend any more time chasing down these little pieces when I know, when I found so many big specimens the last time I was here, and I wasn't digging in rock. But occasionally you'll find a really nice specimen in here. I mean, I found specimens, you know, several inches tall right in this spot here. I'm gonna have to quit chasing these sort of minor hot spots for now. I can always come back here if I run out of other things to do. Oh boy. Okay. I'm going to just scrape off a little bit here and see if this gets any hotter. Oh yeah. Yeah. I got it already. Well, that means it's not very big. There it is. Okay. This is very much like that other very nice blade. Yeah, this has got good crystal form. This is another perfect little crystal. It's not very big, but it's very typical of the kind of blade habits that I see out here. So that's very interesting. Seem to be in a pod of these little guys here. And there's something else down here too. Oh well, we'll see what else we can find. So this is this little group that I found there. And you can see the three on the bottom have this very nice blade shape to them. And the one in the middle especially is a little twinning going on. Let me see if I can, here we go. That's actually very nice. So there's the quartz outcropping up where I'm parked. And of course we were just digging just below that, actually to the left. And I decided to walk down this hill. Now this whole side of the pegmatite is quite hot. It's all dispersed as far as I've never really found a specimen in all of this quartz rubble. But today I think I got a little bit luckier because down here close to the wash, you can see this is actually the headwaters of the wash. I'm getting a nice little hit here. So that'll be a first for this little area. So nice and localized because it's pretty dead around here. So let me give it the boot test. Yeah, it passed the boot test, I would say. Ooh, I would say so. Let me see if I can just dig it out here real quick. Right in there. This is pretty hard. That means it's been here for a while for it to be packed down here. I've always wondered about these piles of quartz. It almost looks like tailings, like this could have been a mine before, but I'm not sure. It's not obvious. I have found arrowheads right around here as well, so this spot has been special for people for a long time. Okay, just need my shovel. Alright. Something over here. That's it. Alright. Well, it's hot, I'll say that much. It's not real pretty. But it's definitely got some crystal form to it. And the fact that I found it here is important to me anyway, because it tells me that it's just another clue to figuring out where all these specimens are coming from. So there's my car up on the hill there, so I'm actually very close. There's the wash that I was following down after I found that last pretty big specimen. And this wash here down below is where I found all those specimens last time. So my goal this time is to try to figure out where all these specimens washed out in the last monsoon season, because that's my theory, is that they were all freshly weathered out specimens. So I figure it might be, well, it's got to be somewhere uphill, and maybe it's along this hill here, which if you head up the hill, you'll actually get to a quartz outcropping. So this is one big pegmatite and lots of hot spots. But here I seem to have found something a little localized. So let me see if I can pull out a specimen. So the jury's still out on this one, because there are a lot of hot spots up here that are just dispersed. And you know, this is one of those spots that are seductive. They just draw you in and you end up spending. You can spend a long time digging without producing a specimen. But let me just spend another minute or two here. If it doesn't get hot pretty quick, I'll just assume that it's dispersed. But you got to try. Yeah. I don't know about this one. It's not getting hot very quickly. that's what I found. All this big pegmatite up here, it just full of hot spots, but none of them have ever yielded a specimen, which is just really curious. And it makes you wonder how all those specimens end up down in the wash down there. Because it's hard to believe they would be weathering out up here, and yet I can't find anything. So that's just one of these mysteries. Kind of makes the hobby interesting. And it's a lot different from rummaging around in mine tailings, because these are all natural formations. And, yeah, this is just drawing me in different directions, so I'm going to give up on it and move along this hill just above the wash, see if I can find anything else. Still walking along above this wash here, and I came across a hole that I remember digging a year or so back, probably a year or so. And I remember it was just getting hotter and hotter, but it never yielded any specimens. So we're just right on top of the pegmatite here. So since the last time we talked, I've been walking about, I would say, 2 hours, and I haven't found a darn thing except a bunch of dispersed hot spots. But finally I got close to the car again. This is the road that leads right to the car, and I knew that I'd found specimens here before, right along this road, and if I looked careful enough I'd find one. Then I think I found one here. Excuse me. So let's see what I can pull out of here. So I knew this long hike was not going to be very productive, but sometimes you just gotta go outside the zones where you found stuff before if you're ever going to find new stuff. And today was one of those days where I got my steps in. Let's see if I can scrape something out of here. I've actually found some pretty nice specimens right here in this road. Let's just see first if it gets hotter. Yeah, I think I moved it here. So it's not very big. There it is. Okay, it's just a little guy, but after a couple hours of not finding anything, it's always good to make a hit. So, this one seems a little bit more promising. Very close to that little one over there. So let me see if this one's going to be an easy one to find. Yeah, it's a hot little guy, but it's not very big. think it's this guy here. Yeah, that's it. Okay, well, we'll go wash it off and see what it looks like. So I'm still just following this road down. I'm now below my car, which is over there. And this whole area is kind of elevated. But I think I found a specimen here. Now this is another case where I'm sure that I've been here before. So this must have washed down since the last time, since the monsoon season. So let me see what I can find. Let's see where there it is, there's one there. Now this one is reminding me of some of the monster ones that I found on the last trip. So let's try to, it could be, well, there it is right on the surface. And there's another one in here too. There's another one right next to it. Oh, I think there's several in here. Wow. There's a whole bunch of them in here. Let me see if this is it. No, that's not it. Yeah, I think these must have just weathered out this last monsoon season, and they all came down together. I'll put this one in my back pocket. Of course, I'll probably be detecting it as well. Gosh. Boy. Now, this could also be just a big dispersed hotspot, but the fact that I found one specimen means there's probably more here, but this is just, okay, there's a bunch of leaf debris down here. I think this is the hole that I dug before, because now it's been filled up with debris from the monsoon season. But I think I dug this hole before, and it just seemed like it was a dispersed spot, but I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure now. This is starting to sound like those monster ones I found down in the wash. Let me see. There was another one up here. This one may be just the same one. I'm just not so sure about this one. Okay, so I've been digging here for, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes or something, and it's still real hot. That's after resetting the squelch. But I finally pulled up a piece that's hot. Now, what I don't know is whether well, I guess I'll find out here pretty soon. Okay, whoop. Appears to be Okay, so the whole thing is appears to be hot, at least both halves. So this is some interesting stuff, but I have a feeling that I'm just going to find a big block of this down there. You know, it's... In fact, let me reset the squelch so you can hear what it really sounds like. Okay. See? This stuff is just off the charts, but I don't know what it is. It's not the usual stuff. I have found some stuff similar to this that could be allanite. But I think what I think I'm going to do, rather than waste a lot of time digging up more of this stuff, I'm just going to take this home and analyze it and see if it's worth digging any more up. So the sun's going down quickly, but I thought I'd take a little walk down this wash that I went down last trip, and I've been down many times before, and then I found so many wonderful specimens on the last trip. So in fact, there's one of my holes right there where I found a nice specimen, but I didn't have to go very far, and I think I found another one down here. So this wash is just full of these things that once again, I believe they all came down in the last monsoon season. Okay, this turned out to be a nice little crystal. So the sun's going down really quick, so this will be my last hole that I dig. But this is interesting because it's kind of up on the bank. And it started off, you know, pretty weak. But as I dig deeper, it's getting stronger. So it could be a nice one. I think. Okay, so it's over here. And it's deeper in the hole. So, let me just see if I can work my way around it here. Back here. See if I can get in behind it. All right, well that moves some dirt. Oh, silence. All right. That's it. That's it. It's a big one. So, this is what it turned out to be. It's got some good crystal. Oops. It's got some good crystal form to it. And I think it ought to wash up pretty nice. So that's a nice little bonus here right at the end of the day. So these are the specimens that I found yesterday afternoon. And I want to first point out that these were the ones, these little perfectly sharp, completely unblemished crystals that I pulled out of the matrix, especially this one that has a nice twinning. These have this blade habit that's it's very common here. And then we get into some more of the massive specimens that I found in other locations, and ending with this really big one that I found very late in the afternoon, and buried quite deep. So this is a very nice specimen, very sharply terminated. So I'm very pleased with the things that I found yesterday. So this is another beautiful morning, and I'm right here at my camp spot, and I had this hole here that I had previously dug, and I remember thinking, oh, this isn't worth the effort. It seems there's a lot of dispersed spots up here, but I don't know, now that I'm revisiting it, I'm thinking it might be more localized than I had. Oopla. Oh, that's what happens sometimes, is but it sounds like my probe is still working. So I just came down the hill from where I'm parked, and this is the spot where the wash crosses the road, and I find all those specimens down that direction. This direction I don't find much, even though the pegmatite supposedly is right up here, and you'd think there'd be a lot of specimens in this beginning of the wash right under the pegmatite, but whatever. And I've never really found anything on this side over here. But this time I decided to check this area out above the wash on the other side, and I think I may have found a little hot spot. So if I find a specimen here, that's going to open up this whole area up here for exploration. So I'm pretty excited about it. So let me see. I just scratch away a little bit here. If it gets any stronger. Of course, this is a good, I would say, 3 or 4 feet above the level of the wash. So it could be just a small piece that got washed up here on the bank when the wash was running. Well, I don't think so. Ooh. Ah. It's starting to sound pretty good, doesn't it? And this is buried a little deeper. All right, sounding very promising. Oh, what do you think? Yeah, we got one here. There it is. Very cool. So this isn't a very big specimen, but it's definitely got some nice crystal structure to it. And most importantly, it's now opened up this area of exploration. I'm going to spend more time very carefully going over this area uphill, see if I can find some more. So that's pretty exciting. Well, I searched uphill from that spot, and of course this is where I just dug out that specimen, and it's about 3 feet higher than the wash here. So I didn't find anything uphill from there, so I'm thinking that this must have been just some major gully washer that came down this wash, and this specimen actually came from the pegmatite up on the left. So that's the conclusion. And actually, I got another hit right below it. So I wouldn't doubt that there's another little specimen or several right in this place where they seem to deposit. So this one required some digging, and it's a few feet below where that other hole, maybe about a foot higher than the wash down there. And finally this hole has gotten relatively quiet, so means I've got it up here. Oh, it's right in here someplace. There we go. If I had to guess, I would say it's this little guy here. What do you think? Yep. So, find some sunlight here. So, actually, this looks like a pretty good crystal. I can already see that it's terminated. So, very nice. Now I'm walking back downstream, the same wash that I started to cover yesterday late in the afternoon. And then this is the hole where I found that big specimen. And so I'm going to continue on down this wash because I know there are more specimens down here, and do less exploration today and more collecting. So right up there around these couple of bends is where I found those giant specimens, several giant specimens last trip. And the strange thing was one of the holes had a big rock in it. And that's not something I did. So I was starting to think, I wonder if somebody else has been here. And so I'm coming down and I'm getting some little hits in here. And I don't know, but this doesn't look like the way I would dig, tell you the truth. And this hole has some rocks in it as if they were placed there intentionally. I like to say, don't bother digging here again. I don't know. So I'm beginning to think somebody else has been here, which is great. I'm glad to share the area with somebody else. So I'm still working my way down this wash, and my last video, there's a sharp bend here at the wash, which is directly below the pegmatite up there. Once again, I've never found any specimens up there, but right here it takes a sharp bend, and I found those two very large specimens right over there on the bank. And so I wanted to come back to this spot and do a little bit more thorough search, because it makes sense that there might be something else that washed out over here. And sure enough, I think that I found a little localized hot spot. Seems promising. So let me get to work. In my last video, the ground was actually a lot wetter. I don't think they've had any rain since I was last here, because ground is really hard now. Yeah, this thing is starting off like it's buried deep. Alright. Moved a lot of dirt on that one. Ooh, the ground is even kind of moist way down here. What do you think? I think we moved it. All right. This is it. Oh, it's not real big. There she is. And it tells me if there was another person looking for stuff down here, as indicated by those weird holes up there, their equipment should have found this, because it was pretty localized and right in the same area. In fact, I'm looking for their boots. I'm looking for boot prints to see if I can detect that other person. So there on the left is where I just found that nice little specimen. And I'm just walking a little bit further down, and I think I found another one. So let me see what I can find here. So this one turned out to be a nice little crystal. It was easy to find, and so let me just say that if the person who was looking down here was watching one of my videos, leave me a comment and I'll help you find. We can meet out here and I can help you find some nice specimens. So right upstream there is, in that bend, is where I found that dispersed hot spot, and I gave up on it pretty quickly. And it's been pretty quiet as I've been moving along back here. But then I noticed this little deposit of quartz up here. Looks like, you know, the water would tend to deposit the stuff over here on the side. So I thought, well, this might be a good place to check it out. And lo and behold, I've got something really hot. Let me see if I can just pull it out in real time here. So, you know, it doesn't look like it's right on the surface, but it's got to be pretty close. Huh. Actually, let me try my boot here. See if I can just move it out of there. My boot. Oh, I think I see it. This looks like it. What do you think? I think so. Yeah, that's it. Another massive piece. Let me get a little closer shot out of it. And this looks like a complete, one of these complete blocky crystals. Yeah, this is exciting to find something this far downstream. That tells me that I can move further on downstream and I'm likely to find stuff. So I've continued on this wash downstream, and it's been pretty quiet for a long ways. I was beginning to wonder if I was going to find anything else. And right here in the middle of this sandy stream bed, I seem to have found something. So it seems to be fairly consistent and localized. So let me see what I can find here. Be sure to bring plenty of water if you come out to this area, because it will dry you out. All right. Definitely getting hotter, but it's not right on the surface either, unless it's just a little piece. But if it was a little piece, I don't think I would have detected it as easily. So, let's see how much I can scrape. Looks like I need to start breaking it up here. Now, last time I was here, which would be digging in water at this point. Seems to be directly in the bottom of the hole. I wonder if there's a quiet spot for this guy. There we go. Oh, well. Of course, I can always reset the squelch, and that'll make it nice and quiet. Frankly, I don't like watching videos where the Geiger counter or scintillator is constantly going off. I find that quite annoying. But there's some guys out there with old-fashioned instruments that just scream at you all the entire time. They're either deaf or somehow gotten used to it. But I like silence. Plus, you're more likely to find the specimens that are really subtle if you got your squelch set to be quite sensitive. Yeah, this big rock here has got to go. Maybe just the tip of the iceberg, though. I wish I didn't have to get that rock out of there. Let's see if I can get closer to the specimen. So I've reset the squelch, so it's going to be lower. Yeah, I may not have to get that rock out. It actually seems like it's just off the other side. More to this side. Okay. Okay, let's see if we're getting closer. Okay, a little bit more to that side. Well, this is a big specimen, for sure. I'm gonna have to get this root out of there. There we go. And the rock. Okay. Now, I should be able to make some quick progress here. Oh, this one fly is really annoying. I think it must be attracted to my sunscreen because it won't fly up in my face. Ooh, 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 ooh. Boy, that's a black lassie. That's a black lassie. Now, it's got a fracture on the side here. So I'm going to very carefully see if there's another piece down here. Well, let me reset the squelch here. Ooh. I think there's another piece up here. Let me put this in my back pocket. Now, this is a pretty thing. Oh, I see it. I see the other piece. Alrighty. There it is. That's a complete specimen right there. Very cool. Now, who knows whether I was the one that broke that or whether it was already in two pieces, but that is a complete terminated crystal. So here's a close-up of it, and I'll take these specimens up and wash them off, but that's a really nice specimen. I'm glad I found both pieces of it. You can see the, oops, I just dropped it again. You can see the the fracture. Well, I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record because right up there under that, in that bend, it's where I found that last monster specimen. And boy, this fly. And so right in here, I'm starting to detect another, well, I thought I was. Yeah, I think I'm getting another hit in here. Let's try the boot. Take off an inch or probably wasn't the exact right spot. You know, I think I already moved it. Yep, I moved it. So it was just a little piece in here someplace. That's it right there. So nothing to get too excited about, but just goes to show there are more specimens down here. This is way further than I've ever been before down this wash. So I'm working my way further down this creek, and I think this is going to be about as far as I go. But I wanted to find one more specimen. There's a bunch of debris and trees and stuff in the way, so I had to actually bypass that section of the wash. But this section is cleared up again, and I found a spot that's already passed the boot test. So maybe it'll be another one like the last one that I found. Well, I've already made plans for my next trip out here, because I can see how productive this wash can be. And so next trip I'm probably going to just work my way down to this place where I'm going to stop and then continue working my way down, see how far I can go before I absolutely cannot find any more specimens. So that will be the challenge for my next trip. Probably be next spring. All right. So far it's just sand. And I'm just getting a little rock here. All right. Oh yeah. Okay. Ooh. Could that be it? I don't know. No. Okay. It wasn't that pretty anyway. So we're starting to get into some rocks here. So if this turns out to be a nice specimen, I will be very pleased with the haul from this short little trip on my way to the Mineral Symposium in Socorro. I'll have a booth set up there to show both my specimens that I found over the past year, plus the instruments that I'm starting to sell. So it'll be interesting to see what goes on tonight. Maybe I'll take a little video at my booth. Okay, well, I'm getting into some rocks here, so I'm gonna have to. Oh, there we go. I've already moved it. There it is. I think I already see it. Here it is. Okay, so it's a nice little nugget. It's probably a complete crystal. Yeah, it's got a lot of faces and termination. So yeah, that's a great find for to wrap up my trip. So this is the haul from this morning. Quite productive, as it usually is out here. And all of these specimens are from the wash, including some quite large ones. This one came right from the surface. I think it must have washed down this past season. And these two were buried quite deep, so they've been there a lot longer. So I'm quite pleased with my finds, and based upon the results, I know where I'm going to go when I come back the next time. I'll be down in the wash again. So hope to see you then. I'm here this morning at the Mineral Museum here in Socorro, New Mexico, and I'm going to talk to the curators about some specimens that they have chosen to put on display here. These are specimens that I found, and you've seen in my previous videos. So they have a fabulous collection of minerals here from all over the world, but I would say primarily from New Mexico. Just incredible collection, some world-class specimens here. And they've got a case down here that's dedicated to pegmatites of New Mexico, and I would imagine that's where they're going to put my piece. They actually already have a piece of euxenite from the same area where I find my specimens. This one doesn't quite look like any of my specimens. It's a cluster and quite nice. And I would imagine that they're going to put mine right next to it. And so it ought to make quite a showy exhibit. So I'm quite proud, I'm pleased that they have chosen to feature some of the specimens that I've found.